Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the scuffness. I think I started like a new link somewhere out there. I deleted it. I deleted the new link, so this is where the real stream is supposed to be. Okay? 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 I have started drinking my wine earlier than the stream because I have to get drunk before I start my PowerPoint presentation. That's the deal. That I don't make a stream title and clickbait, you guys. It says drunk lessons, and I have to be drunk before the lessons start. But I'm not really fully drunk, so we're gonna have to drink some more. Gotta drink some more. Let me just sip my wine like a real wine connoisseur. Wait, let me make some sipping sounds. I don't know. Do not sip wine like that. don't sip wine like this, please. Please don't do that. Do not. Don't sip wine like that. Hi everyone, how are you? Before we start, we're going to drink. We're gonna drink wine. I'm just kidding. Before we start, who here in my chat is over the age to drink? Who here in chat is allowed to drink? Please say I. Okay, more wine. I gotta get like real drunk before the presentation. This is just my second glass of wine. Let's go, Nicodem Oliver, let's go! Padoru, Uncle Quadra, woo! Rin, yeah! Not Walker Tang. No alcohol for you. No alcohol for Kono. Alcohol for Nicodem. Chim can drink. I know Chim can drink. Wait, do I have to drink? Oliver, you don't have to drink. I just wanted to know. I can underage drink if you want me to. Only if your parents allow you to. You can drink. I don't mind underage drinking if your parents say yes and they're in the room with you. So if your parents are, I don't know, watching you, I guess, and they say it's fine for you to drink, you guys can drink. Please don't shut down this stream, police. I'm drinking coffee right now. Coffee is better. Coffee is great, Chim. But coffee doesn't give you the feeling of drunkenness, you know? Coffee just makes you a little bit hyper, and then I get coffee crashes often, so after I drink coffee I crash and I just like snooze. So yeah, here we go. I have my wine. Time to steal my parents' alcohol. No, Walker Tang! I said if your parents are watching you, no. Nym supporting underage drinking canceled. I can't tell you guys not to underage drink. Like I don't find it right for me to tell you not to underage drink, because here's the thing. I used to underage drink. I used to drink when I was underage, so I feel like it's hypocritical for me to tell people not to drink underage. Because before I turned 18, I have drank a few tequila shots here and there, just a few. So it's not. I just don't want to be a hypocrite or anything. But drink under the supervision of an adult. I drank under the supervision of an adult, so you guys can only drink if you're unsupervised. Okay? You're not allowed to buy drinks, but you can drink if you're supervised by an adult. I'm teaching the kids the ways. Just a few. That's right, Eric. Just a few. I will be honest. I have done underage drinking, but I never went overboard. Only tipsy. Yeah. Only tipsy. That's fine. Don't go overboard. It's not a fun feeling. I can attest to that. It's not fun. Nym, you're gonna get cancelled. I'm sorry. Okay. Just so I don't get cancelled. Clip this. Nicodem, you clip this so I don't get cancelled. I may be an alcoholic, but I do not support underage drinking. I don't support underage drinking. We are responsible children. Yes, yes. Responsible. No, Nico, no! I don't want to be canceled, Nico, no! Oh, does anyone have wine with them? Like actual wine? Does anyone have actual wine? Hello, DP! Am I the only one with wine? The title will be the excuse. Can you not put the previous statement I said about underage drinking? Can you not put that in the clip? I do! Yes, let's go, Teddies! You should post alcohol drinks on your TikTok. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't understand what to do in TikTok. I'm not a Zoomer. I'm not Zoomer enough for this. I have wine, which is just grape juice with yeast. That's true. That is true. I tried wine once. I don't like it at all. I understand, Shin. I understand. Like I don't like beer. There's some beer I like, but it's not my favorite. By the way, I will get started on the lecture in a few moments. I just want to get fully drunk. You know, it's not... I just gotta get drunk. It's not fun. It's not fun to lecture when you're sober. It's not fun. If I were a professor in like a, I don't know, university or something, I'd go to class always drunk. It's not fun to teach the youth when you're sober. Does root beer count? Root beer is non-alcoholic though. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a lot about wine today, but so there won't be much about other drinks. It will be fully focused on wine. I think there's a lot to say about wine. And I don't know, if you want to impress people, with your knowledge, this is where you tell your friends, I learned about wine through a VTuber. Your parents don't know how to order wine? Order wine for your parents and they'll ask you, "Hey, where did you learn to order wine?" From a VTuber. That would be great. Honestly, if that happens, wow, life made. I can just die. I have taught the children how to appreciate wine. Nym is now a sommelier VTuber. I wish I could be a sommelier. I actually, like, I'm not good with wine. I know the basic things you need to know about wine. I just don't know how to differentiate the taste. So I wouldn't be a sommelier. I'd rather be a bartender though. I'd rather be a bartender. Hi Nym, the thumbnail scares me. Why? Why? It's learning. It's education. That shouldn't scare you at all. I am teaching the people very, very important knowledge. This anime girl taught me all about wine. Wow, that sounds like a light novel title. Okay, I gotta drink some more. I'm not supposed to chug wine, but I'm chugging wine. Just so I get drunk. This wine is... What is the percentage of this wine? Why is it so weak? Okay, oh, I'm gonna tell you guys all about the wine I'm drinking now. This is what I'm drinking now. Wait, let me just chug my wine. No, don't chug wine. I'm just chugging wine so I get drunk faster. Oh. I am drinking wine from Italy, expertly blended by Marks and Spencer. It's expertly blended by Marks and Spencer because I don't have the budget for expensive wine, guys. I don't have the budget for that. It's not even a cork. Like, I have the screw cap type of wine. I don't have a cork. I don't have the budget for that, guys. What year? 2018. 2018 from Italy by Marks and Spencer. Tastes like prune juice, not gonna lie. It says here that it's suitable for vegans. Suitable for vegans. Good to know, Marks and Spencer. It says that Southern Puglia or Puglia? Is it Puglia or Puglia? I like pugs. Just want to let you guys know. How many percent? I don't. It says 12%. 12% alcohol. It's only 12%. What does it say? It's telling me to serve it alongside pasta dishes with tomato-based sauces, pepperoni pizza, or barbecued meats. I don't have any of those. The flavor notes is berries and chocolate. Let me tell you if it tastes like berries and chocolate. I taste berry. I don't taste chocolate. Where's the chocolate? It's only berry. I only taste berry. Wait, I forgot to sniff this wine. I can't. It's too cold. I made a wrong mistake. I made a mistake. I put it in the fridge a little bit too early, so now it's a bit too cold for red wine. Red wine isn't supposed to be this cold, but it's too late, so now I'm drinking. I'm drinking it really cold. No Walker Tang. I will not fall for that again. Berry choco! Yes, berry choco! Okay, guys. I think I'm fully tipsy, so we can start with the presentation, I hope. I lied to my mom. Because I asked my mom, "Hey mom, can I get some wine? Can I get some of the wine we have?" And she's like, "Okay, you can grab some wine." And I had to tell her, "Yeah, I'm going to stream a wine lesson." Which, I mean, she's just like, she's fine with it because she's an alcoholic too, so she doesn't mind. So she's like, "Okay, wow, that sounds fun." And then she told me, "You can have some wine, just don't drink too much, it's a weekday and you have work the next day." And I said, "Don't worry, Mom, I'm just gonna drink a few glasses." I lied. I lied. I didn't tell her this was a drunk stream. I didn't tell her that I was drinking to get drunk. I just told her I'm having a few glasses while I talk about wine with chat. It's mommy watching. Mommy does. I don't think my mom watched. My mom doesn't watch my stream. There's no way. You lied. I am a liar. Nym lied as naturally as she breathed. Sorry, Mom. Okay. Okay, the last chug of wine. I think I drank like 3/4 of the wine already. This should be enough, maybe, to get me a bit buzzed. I don't feel anything. I want to feel the alcohol, but I don't, so... Okay, let's start with the presentation, everyone. It's time to learn about wine. Let's go! Okay, warm up. Where's my PowerPoint? Pop. And now, it's time for the lecture. Everyone, do you have your pencil, your ball pen, your notepad? This is an actual lecture, guys. You have to take down notes. There's no quiz after this, don't worry. Don't worry, there's no quiz after this. We don't have a quiz, but this is just extra credit, guys. This is extra credit. What the fuck? It's actually a wine lecture. It's not a joke. It's an actual wine lecture. DP. Why would I joke? Why would I joke about this thumbnail? Okay, here we go. Do you drink wine, bruh? Well, bruh. Do you drink wine? Do ya? It's like flexing how much you lift. Makinig kayo, maglilista ako ng maingay. Yung noisy and standing. Guys, Chim is listing down the bad students. Oh no. Okay, tipsy lessons from with Nym. First of all, chat, before we start about wine, the most basic knowledge you should ever have about wine. Do you guys know what wine is made of? Do you know what it's made of? Answers in the chat. What is wine made of? Please answer in the chat. What is wine made of? Rotten grapes. Beans. What? It's made of wine, isn't it? Water. Grapes and feet. Oh my god. Purified grape. It's literally pinned in chat. Is wine made out of grapes? Because I don't know why Ranma would ask this, but I love that he asked this, so I pinned it. That is correct. It is indeed made out of grapes. Do not forget this, chat, that wine is always made out of grapes. Please don't forget this. I see a Trash Taste reference. Did you guys also watch Trash Taste? I watched Trash Taste, and the moment I heard Guard did not know that wine was made of grapes, and he thought like different wines were made of different like fruits, I kind of lost it. I just want to remind everyone here in chat, wine is made of grapes. Clap, clap, clap. Congratulations, chat. You have the most basic knowledge. Wine is made of grapes. Nice. Okay, so wine comes from grapes, specifically fermented grapes. All alcohol is fermented because anything old, what do you know? Anything old makes you feel funny. I don't know why. But old things are great. No. Old things are great. No, the boomers. Let's go, boomers. Let's go, boomers. Okay, that's everything I need to know. I'm out. Old people are funny too. Let's go. Old people can be funny. Let's go, boomers. Okay, now, before we start off with all the information that's important, we need to know the history of wine. But I won't go too much into history because I'm not good at history. You guys know this from the trivia streams. I don't know anything about history. I know history, but I'm not that too detailed about history. So we are going to just briefly talk about the history of wine. Now, for the history, Nym laughing at old people. I'm not laughing at old people. So, the only thing you need to know about wine is it's old. It's an old drink. People have been making wine since like ancient Egypt. I have a photo here. If you can see this photo, that's Egyptians making wine. You see that? Even ancient Egyptians made wine. Greeks made wine. You remember in all of Greek mythology, all the stories, they always have some wine in there. You know? So many people love wine. Romans love wine. Everyone loves wine. The olden days, they already made wine. It's all feet. They stepped on grapes. I actually forgot like where the stepping on grapes thing originated, but currently now you all will be happy to know that the modern way to make wine, so all of the wine you get in the store, bottled, has not been stepped on. No one steps on grapes anymore, chat. No one makes wine by stepping on grapes anymore, okay? Get this. Let this be known that no one steps on grapes anymore to make wine. So the wine you drink in a bottle has not been stepped by random people. That's good to know. So I put here sober Nym. Yes, they don't step on grapes anymore, guys. I would like them not to. So, sober Nym put here, discuss cool Persian Fable I read about. So, while I was making my research about the history of wine, the very vast, beautiful history of wine, I came about this Persian fable. It's a very old fable, but it's very funny about the origin of wine. So here's what happened. This lady, I don't know her name, but this lady, she wanted to die. She fell out of favor from the gods or something. So she wanted to die. She literally wanted to commit suicide. It starts very dark, I know. So what she did was she found old grapes that were like, I think they were juiced or something on the table. It was old and fermented. So she found it and she's like, I'm gonna drink this old grape juice. We're gonna drink the juice of the grape that has been very, very old. I don't know her name, guys, but this lady, I don't remember her name. I've been drinking. She found this old grape juice and she's like, I'm going to commit suicide. This grape juice is old and it will poison me and I will die because I have fell out of favor from the gods and I must die. So she drank the expired grape juice to die. Let this be known, chat, that she drank this grape juice because she wanted to die. Turns out, she did not die. She just got drunk. I read this story and I was like, oh my god, this is the best story I've ever heard. She thought that when she drank this expired juice, she was going to die, but she just got drunk. It's the best story I've ever heard. I don't remember anything else about the story, just that she got drunk instead of dying. A fate worse than death. And that's how they discovered wine. Let's go. That's the history of wine, guys. Someone wanted to die, they wanted to drink poison, but they got drunk instead. Let it be known. That's how wine was discovered. It's very dark, but it had a funny ending, and it made me laugh. It made me laugh. Imagine wanting to die, but you get drunk instead. Okay. Now we move on to the more important matters: how to make wine. How do people make wine? And she got rewarded by the king when she told him. Did she? She got rewarded, guys, because she got drunk. That's great. Happy ending for her. Oh, she fell out of favor from the king. She fell out of favor from the king, so she wanted to die. Then she drank wine. Then she got drunk. And then the king was like, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then she went back in favor with the king. That's the story. That's the story, guys. She out of favor from the king, drank some wine to kill herself, but she got drunk instead. Discovered wine. Everyone was like, wow, this is amazing. You're back in the group. That's the story. Great. Amazing. I love it. I love that story. My favorite story in the whole world. Okay. I have this Shutterstock photo. I have this stock photo because I did, but I don't have enough money to pay for the rights to use it. Here we go, an infographic. I was thinking of explaining this like in text, but I thought that chat's smallish brains like me, chat's smallish brains need to understand this whole process by photos, you know, because I have smallish brain. So first, you have grapes. You grow the grapes. Have lot, you know, that's why they have vineyards. They grow grapes, they harvest the grapes. Nym, thank you for the super chat on today Nym's show. Okay, kids, let's make wine. Yay! Thank you, Nym. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, harvest the grapes. They get the grapes, they extract the juice. And then once they extract the juice, they ferment the juice. And everyone, shout out Shutterstock. Okay. Everyone, fermentation. Do you know how fermentation happens? Basically, yeast and sugar equals CO2. That's why when you bake bread, you have yeast and sugar, because the yeast eats the sugar, or the sugar is like the yeast food, and then it produces like CO2. And then it makes the dough bigger. That's why there's a lot of air in the dough, because the yeast... Let's think of it this way. The yeast are eating on sugar. The sugar makes them fart. It makes the yeast gassy. And that's why the bread dough gets bigger, because the yeast is gassy. Don't quote me on this. Take note, everyone, that everything I'll discuss today, I am discussing with my drinks. I am fully tipsy right now, so I'll be, a lot of like, I'll be talking about a lot of weird things. But essentially, yeah. Did I just spill wine? I just spilled wine. I spilled wine. Bread fart. Got it. Exactly. The bread is just full of farts. That's what it is. Bread is just full of farts. That's why bread dough doubles in size. Because they just fart. The yeast just fart when they have sugar. So fermentation, it ferments, it produces CO2, all that fun stuff. It ferments, and then they put pressure, they filter it, they put it in, they age it. Sometimes in oak. There's usually a difference in the type of oak that they use when they age wine. So I'm not really gonna go into all the different types of oak because there's so many different types of oak you can age wine in, and that would change the flavor. I'm not an expert on oak, so just know that the type of oak that they use will differ the taste of wine. So they'll bottle it and then you can drink it. Basically, essentially, pretty standard. So, here we go. By the way, chat, do you know how red wine gets the red color? Basically, when they extract the juice, all the skin, the seeds, everything, leaves get left behind. So, we have this process in winemaking that we call maceration. I'm gonna type it in chat. I know what it sounds like. But it's not that. Maceration. Please don't think of the other word I know you're thinking about. Maceration. Maceration is the process where the wine ferments together with the skin, the seeds, the leaves, whatever, So basically, red wine is red because when it ferments, they ferment it together with the peel of the grape, which gives it the color. So let me ask you this, chat. What is white wine made of? Let me ask you this. What is white wine? What is white wine? And why is white wine white? They're not white. It's not white, but why is Walker Tang? No, chat. This is knowledge for all of you. White wine is made from the same grapes, sort of. White wine is made from grapes that are colored as well. White wine doesn't mean it's made of green grapes, or there's no such thing as white grapes, chat. How you make white wine is basically they don't put the peel when they ferment. So for red wine, when you do the maceration process, they put in the peel of the grape. That's what gives it the color. In white wine, they don't put the peel of the grape, and that's why there's no red color in white wine. It's also like a different grape variety for white wine, but essentially to make red wine is they put the peel. And here's another question for you, chat. Interesting question. Well, what about rosé? You've heard about rosé, right? I mean, if you've seen those white women post about their rosé. Everyone, do you know about rosé? It's a pink wine, basically. Now, you might be asking, why is this wine pink? It's a simple answer for that. Let me just sip my wine. So, white rosé wine is pink because basically the maceration process where they incorporate the peel of the grape is a little bit less than regular red wine. So they put the peels of the grape in to just give it a pink color, and then they take it out. So that's why it's lighter than normal red wine, and that gives it the pink color. There's actually many different ways to make rosé. It's not just that, but I feel that might be the most common way. There's also another way where they mix red wine and white wine, and obviously red and white becomes pink color, color mixing. But basically, they don't put in the peel as long as red wine, so it colors it just a bit to make the pink color. Yeah, there's actually a lot of ways to make rosé, but they just tease it with the peels. Okay, they've drunk Alien Isolation stream. What? I don't want to play Alien Isolation anymore. I don't want to play it anymore. No, you can't make me. I can't believe. I don't know why. I just have a lot of passion about wine, guys. Alcohol in general. I like studying about alcohol. But mixing red and white wine is a little bit of the. It's not that. I feel like rosé is not commonly made by mixing red and white wine. It's most commonly made by shortening or modifying the maceration process of when you ferment the wine with the peel, the seeds, and whatever. Whenever I say maceration, I feel like you guys are thinking of a different thing. Maceration, okay? Hydrate them with wine. Yes, I will. I'm drinking. I'm halfway through my wine bottle. Yay! Now, this is an important question, which I feel like most people don't really know about. But when you talk with wine people, they always mention this. Old world and new world. And I'm sure people who are not really into wines or are not really familiar with like the what's in wine might ask, well, what's the deal with old world and new world? What do you mean by old world and new world? What the heck? What do you mean old and new? What? The One Piece is in the new world. No. Okay, chat. Old world and new world basically pertain to. New World is a pretty good game. I agree. I have heard a lot about New World. I actually have a friend that keeps asking me to play New World. I just haven't tried it because I have so many games on my plate. But anyway, let me get back to wine. Old World and New World. It basically pertains to the country or area where the wine comes from. Now, let me show you this map, chat. As you can see, this is that is the map of Old World versus New World. Old World basically means the countries that were wine producers first. So as you can see, Old World is pretty Europe centered. Countries in Old World would be France, Germany, Italy, Spain, basically Europe. Basically Europe. So Old World would be the first few civilizations or like countries that produced wine. And in history, not Jurassic Age, Nikodem. Anyway, Old World, these countries produced wine first. That's all you have to know. Basically, because of exploration and you know how Europe likes to conquer different countries and stuff, they kind of spread winemaking around the world. So when you say New World, that pertains to like the new blood, the new countries that went into the wine making business. So New World would pertain to countries like Australia, China, America, South America, like Chile also has great wine. So South Africa, countries like those that just recently produced their own wines and vineyards would what you would classify as New World. Some people would even go as far as distinguishing the New World versus Old World. Like, what's the difference? I wouldn't say there's much of a difference between the two, but I do find that Old World tends to be very centered on tradition. So Old World tends to like to have blends of different grape varieties compared to New World, where New World they do blends as well, but they also have grape varieties as just like a singular grape variety. And basically, you know those screw caps? So for wine, the screw caps, they have corks and they have screw caps. Screw caps is kind of a New World thing. But I mean, it Old World also has screw caps, but I find like the really old vineyards, like the ones from, let's say, Bordeaux, France, which is very popular as a wine producing area. Bordeaux, most of those vineyards, they're all Old World. They'll have corks. They won't really use the screw cap. I mean, it's kind of different, but I don't know how, like, some people would try to differentiate what's different between new and old, but it's basically just the country. Basically, just the country. That's what New World is versus Old World. Corks sound loud. Cork only sound loud with if you have CO2 in it, like if it's sparkling. So cork, for me, doesn't really make a sound unless it's sparkling wine. For clarification, just because we're part of the New World team, it doesn't mean we're not boomers. a lot of people think that New World wine is inferior to Old World wine, but I find that it's not like that. I mean, for me, it really depends on the vineyard it comes from. A lot of people are like, well, Old World is expensive and it's, set on tradition. So Old World is better than New World. But I don't really think that's it. You also get a lot of table wine that comes from French. What is French? From France, which is like not good wine. It's cheap wine. So I wouldn't say that good wine comes from Old World. You can find good wine from anywhere. Okay, so Shin mentioned champagne, and that's a good topic to talk about, Shin. Okay, so chat, before we move on, now that we're on the topic of countries and regions and everything, French next to Britland. French is a great country, guys. Okay, now that we're on the topic on regions, countries, and all that, there is something that's important to alcohol and wine, and basically food in general. We call it terroir, which is a French term. But basically, terroir is basically the area where this certain product comes from, which is very important because most wines will come from a certain terroir. For example, Bordeaux. Everyone knows Bordeaux is the king of wine. You think of wine, you think of Bordeaux, France. That is the terroir, Bordeaux. So, in terms of champagne, everyone, champagne is a type of sparkling wine. Champagne is a type of sparkling wine, but not all sparkling wine is champagne. So, to call a wine champagne, it must come from the Champagne region or the terroir of Champagne. In the same way that Kobe beef must come from Kobe. All Kobe beef is Wagyu, but not all Wagyu is Kobe beef. Kobe beef must come from Kobe region. Do you get what I mean? So champagne must come from Champagne. Champagne is sparkling wine, but not every sparkling wine is champagne. If you get what I mean, I keep hearing a device disconnect and reconnect sound. I don't know what that is. Why am I reconnecting, disconnecting? I'm amazed with her knowledge. I study a lot about food, guys. So, let me talk about this. Let me mention more things. Something you guys might know. Tequila. Tequila comes from Mexico. Tequila comes, I think it's specific to Mexico. What the heck is that? What am I? Is it my headphones? What is that? Come on, PC. Stop it. Stop it. Nani is this, PC? So if you talk about Champagne, it must be in the Champagne region. In the same way, Matsusaka beef, Kobe beef, Hida beef, all of that comes from a certain region. If the beef is not from that region, it's not called Kobe beef. So Wagyu is basically what they call a Japanese cow. Wagyu you can get from anywhere. You can get Wagyu from Australia. You can get Wagyu from America. It doesn't matter where it comes from, as long as it's a Japanese cow, it's Wagyu. But if you say Kobe beef, or if you say Matsusaka beef, or if you say Hida beef, that comes from a legitimate, like a region in Japan. You can't say this is Kobe beef if it doesn't come from Kobe. Okay, I don't know what's happening to my computer, and I know you can hear sounds, but don't worry about it, chat. Let me drink my wine and not worry about it. I know, I think it's my phone. I know. So when you say Champagne, it comes from the Champagne region or something. If you say something like Terroir is the area it comes from. So, do we have a Quezon City Wagyu beef? I heard there's Wagyu beef in Tagaytay. I heard they raise Japanese cows in Tagaytay. So I've seen in restaurants before they have Wagyu beef from Tagaytay. So the area where it comes from is very, very important because it's basically protected. So when you read wine, chat, especially wine from France, I'll give you a trick, chat. When you have wine from chat, Name, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Let's not bring any attention to the constant. Please do not. Please forget about all that. Okay. Now back to the topic. I have a tip for you all. If you're reading wine from France, if you want to know if this wine is protected by the French government, usually they have on the wine label, it will say these 3 words: Appellation Contrôlée Origine. I'm gonna type it. I can't type it. I can't spell in French. Appellation Contrôlée Origine, something like that. I don't know. Appellation, if you see appellation, it basically means that this wine is protected and it can only come from this certain region or terroir of France. So if you see this word, vin de paille, if you see vin de paille means table wine. If you see table wine, that's cheap wine. If you see appellation, something, it really differs per wine. If you see the appellation on the French wine, that means it's controlled and it only comes from this certain terroir or region. So basically, vin de paille, table wine, that's cheap. So usually when I look at wine bottles especially if it's a French wine bottle, I look for the appellation, something, origine, contrôlé, that type of those words make me, if I see that it's like protected by the French government, it must mean something, right? Spaghetti, yes, I Italian. Okay, so this is also an extra fact for you guys. You guys know about cheese, right? And cheese also follows the same concept of terroir and region. So if we talk about cheese such as Camembert, Camembert, and brew. Wait, what's that? Brie. That comes from the region Camembert and Brie. Do you guys want to know what's the difference between Camembert and Brie? There's no difference between Camembert and Brie. It's the same recipe, just different ingredients because Camembert comes from Camembert region and Brie comes from Brie. So it's the same recipe, but different ingredients because of the different where it comes from. Different cow, different grass, different, basically that, but same recipe. Little bit of a trivia for you. Camembert and Brie is the same recipe, just different region. But you can have Camembert and Brie from Australia, from different. It's not really protected, I find, because I think I saw Brie from Australia and Camembert from Australia. But yeah, the Appellation Contrôlée Origine basically applies to any food product in France that's protected. So if you see like, basically if you see like chèvre de something, I think chèvre or chèvre is like, usually this one means goat's milk cheese, and that's like in like a certain region, and they usually have appellation, blah blah blah. So yeah, I know I'm saying a lot of like different weird terms, but basically France likes to really regulate their produce is what I wanna talk about. Okay. Now, types of wine, chat. I just want to let you guys know that the where it comes from is important, but types of wine. Type of wine, everyone. Let's go. Red wine is, I think, red wine, white wine is what everyone knows, basically. Red wine is usually what everyone drinks. I think it's the most popular wine, but I know white, for me, if you're not really into red wine, I think white wine might be more palatable because white wine is lighter. But I like red wine. Okay. Now, rosé. Rosé just looks good, but sparkling wine. Do you guys know sparkling wine is just the same? It's wine, but they inject CO2. That's why it's sparkling. So yeah. And dessert wines is basically sweet wines that you would drink for dessert. Hello, Z0. I'm sorry, I'm a bit tipsy. I'm tipsy talking about wine. So these are the different types of wines: red wines, white wines, rosé, sparkling, and dessert. I usually drink red wine. I don't think I drink a lot of dessert wines. I have had sparkling wines, but dessert wine, I've not really drank a lot of dessert wine. Thermidor! Thank you for subscribing. Can I just say that Thermidor is a dish with like cheese on shellfish, right? Like you say prawn thermidor and lobster thermidor. I don't know why I keep thinking about food. Bloody Mary. I don't know what's in a Bloody Mary, but Bloody Mary is a cocktail and not wine. Or does it have wine? Mimosa has wines. Sparkling wine is basically, soda, wine soda. Think of it that way, wine soda. And yeah, wine soda, basically. So, I know when you guys look at this infographic, you guys see a lot of this thing. Malbec, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Riesling, Pinot Grigio, Champagne, Prosecco, Sherry, Madeira. So, I know all of you are asking, what the heck is Pinot Noir? What the heck is Chardonnay? What the heck is Riesling? Do you guys know what that means? When someone says, yeah, I'll have a Cabernet Sauvignon, which I think is the most popular red wine. I think you guys know the name. Cabernet Sauvignon. Cabernet Sauvignon, Malbec, Merlot, Shiraz, Chardonnay, Riesling, Gewürztraminer. All those different names. Does that kind of do you know what those are? Chat? I'm just curious. Do you know what those are? When someone says this is a Malbec, this is a Cabernet Sauvignon, this is a Pinot Noir, this is a Chardonnay, this is a Riesling. The type of grape, that is true. So that is true. Grape variety, basically. It's a type of grape. No, I'm an idiot. Grape varieties, they matter. Grape varieties. So that is what you call a grape variety. The type of grape. And the grapes you use to make wine and the grapes you use to eat, it's kind of different. Grapes made from wine and grapes made for consumption is a bit different. But you know what's interesting, chat? I heard that for grapes that they use to make wine, they like to give it a difficult time to grow. So they like to keep the soil, like a lot of pebbles, a lot of rocky soil and stuff like that, because the harder it is for the grapes to grow, the sweeter they get, so the more sugar content they have. And apparently, if you want to make wine, the greater the sugar content your grapes has, the better the wine it produces. So I've heard that they like to basically give their grapes a hard time to grow because, I don't know, apparently it makes sweeter grapes or something like that. Now, this is just something I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that they planted it like rocky, not so good, like kind of. They like to give it a challenge for some reason because the harder it is to grow, the more sugar is better wine. That's what they say. Let the grapes play COD. No, Shin. Okay, grape varieties matter. So, I'm not really going to go into further detail on grape varieties because I think like grape varieties, it's not really that important to me. So I'm not really gonna go into like obviously certain grape varieties will have certain flavor notes. For example, if you say Merlot, if I say Merlot, I think about Merlot is a fruity wine. Riesling, so all these different grape varieties have like different flavor notes. When you say flavor notes, that's basically what it tastes like, what you can relate it with. So if you say flavor notes, Merlot tastes like plums. That's a flavor note. So basically, flavor notes are if you make wine, usually they have flavor notes, which basically they're related to other tastes. So like chocolate, almond, whatever, those are flavor notes. But for me, the different grape varieties don't matter as much because nowadays you rarely find wine that's a single grape variety. So when we say blend, this is an important term, blend. Blend is basically a blend of different grape varieties. Nowadays, most wineries will not just have one grape variety. You'll still find it. Zenith Zero the second. Thank you for subscribing. Zenith Zero, you have a second account? Basically, for grape varieties, they'll usually blend things, but sometimes you'll still find just specifically this wine is Merlot. Specifically, this wine is a Cab Sauv, Cabernet Sauvignon. Specifically, this wine is Shiraz. But most of the time, I find they like to blend. So sometimes it's a blend of Merlot and Cab Sauv, blend of Shiraz and other things. So it really just depends per wine. But I mean, there are so many grape varieties that I can't go through all of them one by one. But if you're interested, you can just search grape varieties. What are like each one? Riesling, Pinot Noir, Zinfandel, Shiraz, Syrah. Syrah here also stands for, like I call it Shiraz. It could also be spelled like this, Shiraz. Shiraz is a grape variety that's a bit on the spicy, dry level. I find that a lot of Australian wines make use of Shiraz. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a different, you know. It. I mean, grape varieties matter, but most of them blended together. So you know, you can just probably ask what the flavor notes of each wine is. So now we go on to the tasting. How do I taste wine and not look like an idiot? So, how do I taste wine and not look like a freaking idiot? Why? How do I taste wine and look like a sommelier? How do I taste wine and look like pretty much like a expert in wine? I know a lot of you guys see this in media or whatever. You see people swirling their wine, sipping their wine, swirling their wine in their mouth, and be like, whoa, why are they swirling it and stuff, you know? So now I will explain to you guys how to taste wine. You know? How to not look like an idiot. Yeah, basically. How do I taste wine and look like I know about wine? So this is a little bit of like an infographic on the it's kind of like how to judge wine. I mean, not everyone judges wine. You can just drink wine out of leisure. I mean, right now what I'm doing is I'm just chugging my wine, to be honest. I'm not even tasting this Marks and Spencer wine. I'm just chugging. I'm just chugging my wine. But if you go to a wine tasting, this is basically how you sort of judge the wine. So first, you have a wine glass. You have your wine. Now, when you pour wine, do not pour the wine like usually they pour wine 3/4 of the glass. They don't pour wine all the way. You don't pour wine until the end. Okay, Kono, good night. Thank you for staying. Thank you, bye-bye. Good night. I hope you learned a little bit about wine. So first of all, you look at the wine. You see it, hold your glass. Look at the wine. Look at the color. Look at it from the inside. Look at it from the sides of the glass. Look at it from inside the glass. What does it look like? Next, smell the wine. Sniff it. Sniff the wine. What does it smell like? What are the aromas? Spin the wine. Smell again. And then finally, taste the wine and make your conclusion. Now, I'm going to go through all these steps, step by step, okay? I'm going to explain everything step by step so you guys kind of understand. Smells like feet. Chat. Why? Okay, first, the look. Okay. Color. When you look at wine, you're basically looking at the color, like, right? Is it dark? Is it light? Is it pink? Is it maroon? Generally, this is just a general thing. I mean, it's not 100%, but that's generally the lighter the wine is, the more fresh, the more bright, the more light it is. The darker the wine, when I say dark, that's like dark maroon color. It's aged more, so it's more fuller and it's more flavorful. So if you want something light, usually the color would be light as well. Maroon. How do you explain maroon? Basically like a dark red. I think maroon's like a dark red. So that's kind of like a general way to look at it. Also, you guys have, I don't know if you've heard of this term, but around when people judge wine, they always use this term. Light body, medium body, full bodied wine. When I say light, medium, and full bodied, it's not it's not about the wine's actual body, because the wine doesn't have a body. Light bodied, medium bodied, and full bodied wine pertains to how viscous and the alcohol content of the wine. the more alcohol content the wine has, the more it is aged, tends to make it thicker. Basically, you can kind of relate this. Full-bodied is thick. THICC. So full-bodied is a little bit on the thicker, more viscous side, where light-bodied is a little bit on the, like, you know, basically you can kind of get it, right? Full-bodied thick, light-bodied not so thick. So that's basically kind of it's mostly alcohol content, because I find that the lighter the alcohol content, that's light-bodied, medium-bodied, full-bodied wine. So full-bodied wine would be on the more alcoholic content, the dark. It's also the color. Sometimes light-bodyed's a little bit lighter and red. Full-bodyed's a little bit more maroon and dark. Full-bodied wine are mostly aged more in oak. So the more basically the older it is, sometimes the older it is, the more full body it is. Thick full-bodied wine got me acting up. I knew it. If I pull out the THICC, I knew chat would get it. So full-bodied, thick, viscous wine, thick wine, that is full-bodied. Light-bodied's a little bit on the light. So if you want something light and fresh, something that's not too heavy, you could ask your sommelier, I want a light-bodied wine. So I mean, you don't really have to understand it. It's basically, this kind of helps you order wine. So when you talk to your sommelier or talk to the waiter, you're ordering wine and you say, you know what? I don't want something too heavy. I want something light, fresh, bright. I want a light-bodied wine. That's what you just tell them. I want a light-bodied wine. I want medium-bodied wine. I want full-bodied wine. You know, they'll suggest things for you. So that's the look. Now we'll move on to the smell. Me doesn't like alcohol at all, I bet. You guys are. I'm just wondering if anyone's actually amazed that I'm actually discussing wine. Like, I feel like none of you guys expected me to really talk about wine in depth like this. Did you guys actually think I actually know? I told you guys I know a lot about the basics of wine. I'm not a sommelier, but I do know a lot about, like, alcohol and shit. I don't know why, I just like it, okay? Don't shame me on it. don't shame me on it, but I do tend to research a lot. And I do like wine, alcohol a lot, and wine. How are you still sober? I'm not sober. I'm tipsy. Okay. The smell, chat. When you smell wine, there's really no rules on smelling wine, but it's basically, when you smell wine, just related on normal smells. What does it smell to you? You know? Does your wine smell like berries? Does your wine smell like chocolate? Does your wine, you know? To me, when I drink wine, when I judge the smell, I'm not good enough to really relate the smell to a certain object like cherries or plums or anything like that. I just tell people, oh yeah, it smells good. And that is totally fine. You can smell wine and just say, yeah, it smells good. No, you don't have to really pinpoint everything. You know, none of us here are sommeliers. We don't really need to pinpoint what the wine smells like. But yeah, just smell the wine and be like, yeah, it smells good. It smells like Nym. No, don't smell like wine. Chad. Oh, here's a tip from an alcoholic. Tip. If you are buying a bottle of wine. Now, I don't know if you guys buy a bottle of wine in a restaurant. But if you do, when you take off the cork, smell the bottom of the cork. The cork that has been drenched in alcohol, you can see it, right? When you open the cork, you can see the other side of the cork has like a color. Smell that bottom of the cork. That is the smell of your wine. So when you go to a fancy schmancy restaurant, most likely when they open a bottle of... Here's the thing. When you go to a fancy schmancy restaurant and you order a bottle of wine, the waiter will always, when they open the wine bottle for you, they will almost always give you the cork. Now, if your waiter doesn't give you the cork of the wine bottle you bought, ask for the cork. Most likely, they'll give you the cork because the cork is important. Sometimes people collect the cork, and sometimes you smell the cork. I personally smell the cork. If you smell the cork, that's what the wine smells like, you know? You can sniff the wine itself, but also you can smell the cork. The cork itself will have the smell of the wine. Now chat. When you buy a bottle of wine, they will always give you a little bit of a taste of the bottle. They will always give you a little bit of the wine, and you taste it and you say, yeah, this is okay, and then they'll serve the wine in glasses. Normally that's what they do. I don't know. Normally that's what they do. Now, everyone in chat, remember to beat your waiter if he doesn't give you the cork. Guys, don't beat your waiter, but ask for the cork if you buy the bottle. If you don't buy the bottle and you only buy the glass, you have no right to ask for the cork. But if you buy the bottle, you should get the cork. They should give you the cork. But if you don't buy the bottle, you have no right to ask for a cork. I'm sorry. So, the swirling has a purpose, guys. Have any of you wondered why do wine people swirl their wine in the glass? Have any of you wondered? Like, why do people swirl the glass? What is this for? Have you wondered? I'm just wondering if you guys have wondered why wine people swirl the glass. Swirl their wine. This ain't a Tesco, Nym. Why? Tip your waiter, guys. We demand the cork based on the constitution of the restaurant. Look, if you buy the wine, if you buy the bottle, you should have the cork. To make it look like there's more wine. Okay, chat. There is a reason why people swirl wine. There's a reason people just don't swirl wine. They don't check, though. They do not check for dirty wine. People swirl wine because here is I put it on the PowerPoint. One word. Oxidation. Oxidation. When I say oxidation, that comes from, important. Oxygen. Oxidation. So, when you have wine, when you pour out the wine, you are introducing oxygen to your wine. And that process is called oxidation. And that is important. Not intoxication. That is also important. Intoxication is important. But you swirl wine not because of intoxication. You swirl wine because of oxidation. Now, oxidation basically means that you are introducing air and oxygen to your wine. The reason why people swirl their wine is because they want to incorporate air into the wine. And why do they want air in the wine? Air in the wine will oxidize the wine, and it will basically wake up the flavors of the wine. The reason people swirl the wine is because when you swirl the wine, supposedly the flavor changes and it kind of wakes up the wine. So yeah, you give the wine CPR. The reason they swirl wine is because they want to oxidize the wine. They want to introduce air into the wine. And that is the main reason why people swirl wine, is because they want to mix air into the wine. And the air will supposedly oxidize the wine and wake it up, bring out all the good flavors, bring out what the true nature of the wine, or something like that. Yes, so yeah, the wine, when you oxidize wine, it supposedly changes the flavor. Now, when you some people are probably asking, some of you in chat are probably asking, how do I swirl wine? Just swirl it normally. There are some people swirl it while holding it. Some people swirl wine on the table. Some people, but just don't, like I put here. Also, don't swirl wine like you're playing with wine and making it go brrr. Please don't swirl wine like it's just like basically you're swirling wine to just put oxygen, okay? You don't have to make it go burr. You don't have to swirl it super fast, make it look like a Beyblade. Your wine is not a Beyblade, chat. Do not swirl wine like it is a Beyblade. Just swirl it slowly and normally, okay? Wine goes burr. And that's why people swirl wine. Giving me ideas. No, don't swirl wine like a Beyblade. Just swirl it normally, chat. People will look at you. You are going to spill wine. I have spilled wine so many times, chat. By swirling it and making it go brrr. Do not make your wine go brrr. So yeah, that's why people swirl wine. They don't swirl wine because it's fun. They swirl wine because they actually want to incorporate air into wine. And that supposedly brings out the flavor of the wine. Swirling oxidizes wine, brings in oxygen, wakes up all the flavors, brings in all the flavors. That's what it's for. There's a reason why people swirl wine. It is fun. That is true, Oliver. Swirling wine is fun. But there's a purpose. There is a purpose to swirling wine. It's not just because it's fun, but there's a purpose why people swirl wine. Grabs blender in the middle of the restaurant. Do not blend your wine. Okay, now the important part, chat. Taste. You have looked at the wine. You have smelled the wine. You have swirled your wine. Now is the important part. You sip your wine. Now, this is some of the terms that people use when they do wine tasting. Acidity. Acidity, you guys know what acidity is, right? How tart the wine is, how acidic the wine is. Now, this is a word you guys might not know, and it's pretty important in wine stuff. Tannin. Do you guys know what tannin means? Here's a pop quiz, chat. When people say tannin, what is tannin? Do you know what tannin pertains to in wine? And a lot of wine people / sommeliers do talk about tannin in wines. And I'm just wondering if you guys know about tannin. I know about tannin because I'm an alcoholic and I like to study about wine. But do you know what is tannin? Tanning in the sun, it's not tanning. I'm just gonna sip. Tannin. Tannin is important. Nope. Ooh, I can teach you guys something. I like to feel like, nope, I hope you don't see us as drunkards and alcoholics. Look, not everyone is an alcoholic. I just like studying about alcohol, okay? Okay, chat? Because this lecture makes it feel like you do. Okay, everyone. This is a little bit of knowledge for all of you. This will make people will think y'all are so fancy fancy schmancy with your wine because you know about wine, and I'm helping you all to understand wine so that the next time you're on a fancy schmancy date or you're on a fancy schmancy restaurant, you can talk about wine and alcohol, you know? Tannin is basically tannin is how dry the wine is. When you guys drink wine, sometimes the wine makes your throat or your mouth feel dry. And the more dry your mouth feels, the more tannin the wine has. So, chat. So, when you're grading wine, most people, when they talk about tannin, it pertains to how dry the wine makes you feel. The drier your mouth gets after taking a sip of the wine, the more tannin it has. So when sommeliers grade wine, they mostly take it into account how the tannin, the light body, full body, whatever tannin, acidity, flavor notes. That's what they take into consideration. Funny PC sounds. I don't know what my PC is doing. I swear I'm not unplugging and plugging things in. Is tannin good or not? That really just depends. For me, it's a balance. Like, I don't want my wine too dry, but I don't want it too moist. Why does it sound so weird? Like, it's really, honestly, anything in wine is down to preference. Like, the grading system is great and all. Like, I know sommeliers grade wine and say this is an award-winning wine. It has been awarded by so many sommeliers out there. But honestly, it's just down to your preference. Do you like the wine or not? That's just it. You know, you don't have to listen to what the sommelier says. It's just what you like. I personally don't like it too dry. But, you know, some people like a lot of tannin, like a lot of acidity. I don't know. Depends on you. Water make you dry. Might as well drink air. So, when you taste the wine, you have to take note of this. Flavor notes. Now, this is a tip for all of you. Most wines will come with flavor notes or some sort of description of what the flavor notes are. So, sometimes when you go to a fancy schmancy restaurant, they give you the wine menu. Usually, when you're reading the wine menu, they'll have the name of the chateau blah, blah, or whatever the wine comes from, the place it comes from, the year it comes from, and under that, they'll usually have flavor notes. So that's what I usually pay attention to, is the flavor notes. What type of flavor notes you like. Normally, for flavor notes, you look for, is it fruity? Is it spicy? Is it floral? Or is it earthy? Those are like these descriptions. This is the descriptions I put is usually like pretty standard in wine. Is the wine fruity? Is the wine spicy? Is the wine floral? Is the wine earthy? And that's what they usually look. So for example, let's just say you guys are in a fancy schmancy restaurant and you are ordering fancy schmancy wine, and the sommelier is asking you what wine you like. All you guys gotta do is tell the sommelier the type of flavor you like. So for example, I like fruity wines. I'll just tell the sommelier, yo dog, don't call the sommelier dog, but let's just, for example, I just tell the sommelier, yo dog, I like fruity wines. What do you have that's fruity? And they'll suggest things for you, you know? If I say, yeah, I kind of like a floral and earthy wine, they'll suggest things for you. You don't, when you order wine, you don't have to know everything about wine. The best thing to do when you order wine is to ask the sommelier or whoever's in charge, whoever knows about wine in that restaurant, you know, whoever knows about wine, just ask them. Dog, I like something light and fruity. What can you suggest? Just ask, chat. Just ask, because normally most people don't know anything about wine. Personally, I don't know. When I order wine, because my parents always let me order the wine because they know I know about wine and I'm the alcoholic in the family. They're like, okay, Nym, you order the wine. I'm like, oh my god, I have to order wine. I mostly just talk to the waiter or the sommelier or whoever is in charge of beverages. What do you suggest that is fruity and light? Because my father likes fruity and light. And that's basically what you just ask, guys. You know what? There's nothing wrong with not knowing anything about wine. The sommelier has your back. Now, about wine pairing. I do not know anything about wine pairing. I really don't. But sommeliers, when they get the certificate or when they train to be a sommelier, they usually learn about wine pairing. Personally, I don't know anything about wine pairing, but I do know how to judge wine. Do you ask in Tagalog? It depends on where I am. If I am in abroad, I don't. But if I rarely go to fancy schmancy restaurants, chat. But if I do go into a fancy schmancy restaurant, my family always lets me order the wine because they think I know a lot about wine just because I like wine. I do like wine, but that doesn't mean I know about wine pairing because I don't. Formality isn't my thing. I'm sticking with casual. You know, yeah, that's true. Sometimes I just end up in fancy schmancy places because my dad just makes me, I don't know. I just know a lot about food stuff and fancy schmancy stuff. Okay. They think you're an alcoholic. They know I'm an alcoholic. My family knows I'm alcoholic. They know I know a lot about wine and drinks and stuff. But yeah, basically, that's what you guys need to know, you know? If you drink wine, look at the color, the smell. You know, swirling oxidizes the wine. The acidity, tannin, that's pretty important. But the most important thing about wine is the flavor notes. But for me is that wine, the more expensive the wine, it doesn't mean that it's good. A lot of people think that expensive wine should be good because it's expensive, you know? If it's expensive, it should be good wine. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's good wine. For me, chat, is that my advice as an alcoholic, from one alcoholic to a non-alcoholic, is that if you're looking for wine, basically just find something you like. It doesn't have to be expensive. Sometimes expensive wine isn't that great. You might not like it. It's basically just as long as you like the wine, that's great. Doesn't have to be expensive, chat. You know what's funny is that I have been to a wine tasting. Have I told you this? That I have been to wine tastings before? And let me tell you that the only reason I'm in a wine tasting is to get drunk. Now, most people, when they taste wine, To not get drunk into a wine tasting is to swirl the wine around your mouth and spit it out. I'm sure you guys all have seen this. Some people swirl wine around their mouth and they spit it out because they don't want to get drunk, but they want to know what it tastes like. The reason people swirl wine around their mouth like mouthwash is because they want to taste the wine, right? For me, I don't like spitting out alcohol. It's such a waste. So there was one time I have been to a wine tasting and I drank everything they gave me. Every wine they gave me, I drank because I personally just don't like wasting. I don't like spitting wine out. I don't like spitting alcohol back out. It's such a waste. So I drank all the wine and then I got drunk and I vomited that night. But at least I drank all the wine. It's kind of funny that I went to a wine tasting not to buy wine but just to get drunk. So yeah, I have been to a wine tasting event, but that was because I wanted to get drunk and not because I was there to buy wine. Most people who go to wine tastings, they're there to buy wine. But I was there to like, I just wanted a wine and I just wanted to eat, and then I got drunk. Haha! And then I vomited after. But after I vomited, at least I can say that I vomited a 1984 wine or something. I don't know. You drank all that wine though just to throw it up that night. That is true. I kind of felt bad because when I threw up, I was like, oh hey, I threw up. That's the 1984 wine. It kind of felt bad because I know that wine was pretty expensive and old. At least I drank it though. Okay, chat, I'm kind of tipsy. Now, chat. Now you know all about tasting wine. Do you know about serving wine? What is the proper way to serve wine? I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but you know. Guys, don't spit. Please swallow it. Yes. Some people look. I understand spitting wine. If you're tasting a lot of wine, sometimes you gotta spit the wine out. You don't want to get drunk. But for me, I just appreciate alcohol so much that I just drink all the wine. I never spit out wine. Whenever I drink wine, I never spit out wine. Now, serving wine. I have prepared photos for you, chat, because I know you guys are visual learners. And this is a visual photo. When you serve wine, ice cold wine, sparkling and light-bodied wine. So white wine is usually served cold. You have sparkling wine should be cold. Sparkling wine should be served cold. Light-bodied wine, white wine should be served cold. Rosé should be served cold. Red wine shouldn't be that cold. It's mostly cellar. Like I don't have a wine cellar in my house. I wish I had a wine cellar in my house. But I don't have wine cellar in my house. So my red wine is not cold, except for the one I'm drinking now. The one I'm drinking now is cold because I put it in the fridge. Room temperature, yes. If it is a dessert wine or full-bodied red, that is a room temperature. Or a cellar wine. Red wines are cellar or room temperature wines, which is 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. sparkling wine should be cold and white wine should be 45. I don't know why I have so much like. Okay, chat? I'm going to mute for a little bit because I have to blow my nose. I have a lot of I have to blow my nose because I've been drinking a lot. I'm going to mute for a while, okay? Okay, I blew my nose. When I drink a lot of alcohol, I end up very nasally and a lot of, I don't know, what do you call it? Mucus? Yeah, I just get very nasally and I have to blow my nose. Oh no, I hit my mic. Did you hear that? I'm sorry, Chad. Did you hear that? That seemed painful somehow. Is it painful? I don't know. It wasn't painful. Okay, guys. When you serve wine, there are so many wine glasses. So many wine glasses. Look, the glass doesn't matter. All you gotta know is that the white wine glass and the red wine glass is different. The white wine glass is smaller than the red wine glass. That's all you gotta know. Red wine, bigger. White wine, smaller. If you search wine glasses, there are so many different types of wine glasses. And I don't have... It's kind of... I guess you guys might have like... I think most of you will have like a... information overload if I tell you all about different glasses, but you know that the basics. Sparkling wine or champagne has a flute glass, which is a little bit tall and thin. White wine is thinner, red wine is bigger. There's also something called Bordeaux wine, which is like, it's different shape. There's so many different wines, and there's also a dessert glass. But yeah, basically, the reason why the wine glass is made that way is because again, oxidation. That is the term you guys must know about. Oxidation. Oxidation, oxygen. You have to incorporate oxygen in a glass. And the reason why the wine glass is created that way is to introduce oxygen in your glass, in your wine. You never pour wine glass to the very brim of the glass. The most you'll do is half the glass. But do not pour wine over half. 3/4 is the standard. You want to give a lot of space in your wine glass because the air will oxidize the wine and it will bring out all the flavor. So the reason why they don't pour all the way to the end of the glass is because you want the flavor of the wine. You want air. And I swirled my wine glass and spilled wine on my what is this? On my mouse pad. There is now wine on my mouse pad and I don't know how do you clean a mouse pad, chat? There's wine on my mouse pad. How do you clean mouse pad? Because I've been swirling my wine a lot and now my mouse pad dead. It's too much wine. Too much wine has been spilled because I've been swirling shit. Anyway, this is why you do not swirl like a Beyblade, chat. Swirl slowly. Okay. Now, I am going on a tangent, Shin. That is correct. But I am still conscious enough to tell you what's happening. Do you know what this is? I am pretty sure you guys don't know what this is. Do you know what this is, chat? Now I'm gonna type it. This is called a decanter. a decanter. It is not a bong. I was gonna say, I feel like most of you guys think this is supposedly for like shisha or something. It is a decanter. Wine people sometimes use a decanter. Basically, same thing as swirling wine or putting it in a glass. It is supposed to incorporate air. So a decanter is there to incorporate air into your wine. Some people pour wine straight from the bottle to the glass. Some people are fancy schmancy. They want to have a decanter, they want to have a pitcher. They put wine into this decanter. And it basically just, the whole reason is to introduce air into your wine, make it, wake it up, bring out all the flavors. You don't necessarily need a decanter. Some people just want to have it, but for me, honestly, it's not really that important. Some people just want to be fancy and want to have a decanter, but personally, I have never drank wine from a decanter. It is not a vase, it's called a decanter. How do you drink it? You put wine inside and then you pour wine to your glass. So you don't actually drink wine from the decanter. It's basically transferring a liquid from the bottle to another bottle to your glass. So it's just transferring liquids a lot. But basically, it's supposed to introduce oxygen. Can I use my vase as a decanter? I don't know. Most people have a specific, like this shape is specifically called a decanter. Nice vase stem. It's a decanter! It's a decanter! So, I know I put serving wine. So these are I'm just telling you guys about the tools you need. The glasses, the decanter. And we have this. The wine opener. Now, this thing is called a waiter's friend. Waiter's friend. That's what you call it. Waiters. Hello, Sir Wheatbread. Welcome, welcome. I'm talking about wine. Hi. Hi. I'm sorry. I'm kind of tipsy. But I hope you learned a bit about wine. Waiter's friend. This thing is called waiter's friend. Waiter's friend. That is what waiters usually carry around. That's why it's called waiter's friend. I'm a little tipsy too. I'm so tipsy, guys. So, waiter's friend usually has a knife. It's kind of like a Swiss Army knife. The knife is supposed to use to open the cork. So you know how wine bottles have like sort of like a, what is it called? What is it called? But it's like an aluminum, there's like a wrapping around wine bottles. You have to open it using a knife, and that's why there's a knife. And this swirly thing is the cork bottle. It's the cork opener. So that's why it's called a waiter's friend, because it's literally what you use to open wine. Why is that waiter's friend and not girlfriend or best friend? I don't know. People just call it a waiter's friend. Most people in restaurants will have a waiter's friend to open wine. But for your house, I think for my house, this is what I have, guys. This is what I have for my house. This is what I have to open wine. And for some reason, someone gave someone gave us like this pump thing. And this pump thing, basically you get the needle goes in the cork, and then you push air into it. And then the cork pops up. Pop! The cork pops up because you pushed air. I hate this tool. My dad loves this so much. I don't know why my dad likes this so much. He uses this all the time when he opens wine, because the only alcoholic drink my dad drinks is wine. Because a lot of people give him wine. And I like this one. This one is easier to open a wine with for me. But my dad likes this one. I don't recognize the third one. This is air. It's basically a pump like a balloon. When you pump balloons, except it's for wine. I don't know why we have this, but this is what my dad uses, but this is what I use. But this is what most restaurants use. It's called a waiter's friend. And ta-da! That's the end of my wine presentation. So now all of you know about wine. You guys know a lot about wine now. Wow, amazing. You know about wine. Finally. What do you mean finally? What do you mean finally? So, I am entertaining questions. I am entertaining questions about wine. What do you guys have about wine? Oh, Sir Wheatbread, you just got here. Do you want to know about why people swirl wine? The reason people swirl wine is to... Where was that? Is to oxidize the wine. If you incorporate air into wine, it supposedly brings out all the flavor, and that's why people swirl wine. So I wanna know questions about wine because I am wine expert. Because I drink lots of wine. I have a question, Sir Wheatbread. Tell me your question. Tell me. I like how Chip's trying to shout out Sir Wheatbread. Look, we can try to find. I will link. Sir Wheatbread is a bread VTuber from the Philippines, also Filipino VTuber, guys. Please, if you guys watch from Twitch, I think Sir Wheatbread mostly streams from Twitch. I'm sorry, I'm kinda tipsy. What are you drinking right now? I'm drinking wine. Wait, let me talk about the wine I'm drinking. The wine I am drinking is Italy from Marks and Spencer. I don't have the budget for like really expensive wine, but I have wine from Marks and Spencer. Marks and Spencer wine from Italy. Oh, chat, you know what's a joke, a wine joke? Is that there used to be like, this is so mean, but there used to be a joke that Spanish wine wasn't good. And do you know why Spanish people put juice in wine? Do you know about sangria? Sangria is wine with juice and fruits. Do you know why people drink in Spain drink wine with juice? The joke is that Spanish wine isn't good, and that's why people drink wine with juice there. That's why they have sangria, is because Spanish wine is not good, and that's the joke. I feel so bad for Spanish wine. Spanish wine is getting better, but there's like a lot of jokes about Spanish wine, and the reason why they have sangria is because Spanish wine isn't good on its own. I feel so bad for Spanish wine. Can you drink a glass full of wine right now? I will drink wine. I only have... Will you guys believe if I tell you that I drank 3/4 of my wine bottle? I literally drank like a glass, like a whole bottle of wine. But I do like my alcohol, and I have drank a glass. I almost finished a bottle of wine in one sitting. Glass, she's nearly done with the bottle. That's so true. I'm literally 3/4 in. Like there's only 1/4 left of my bottle. I drank so much wine, guys. I hope you learned about wine though. A lot of... Oh, wait. I'm searching. I'm sorry, I'm on Twitch right now. Why can't... Ta-da! Wait, let me... Here we go. Okay, okay. Chug it down. Novelino la wine. Okay. Novelino wine. Wait, wait, isn't there like some kind of wait, what is that? The, wait, hindi mo may ano tawag doon? May jingle. Doesn't Novelino wine have like a song? Wait, what is it called? Sa Novelino. I'm trying to remember, but I remember Novelino wine. It's like a Filipino wine. It has a song. It has a jingle. I forgot what it was. I forgot everything, Nym. Nicodem, I taught you all about wine. Look at this PowerPoint I made. I made a PowerPoint about wine. And you forgot all about wine? How could you forget about wine, Nicodem? You can literally join wine tasting now and be like, yeah, I learned wine from a VTuber. I know about wine thanks to a VTuber. I can taste wine thanks to a VTuber. Look at this. I made a PowerPoint, chat. How could you? Next time, you guys, or order wine in a restaurant and be like, yeah, mom, I learned wine from a VTuber. Come on, chat. Nym, this is like an actual college class. This is typical. Really? I feel like I'm too drunk for a college class right now. Wait, does anyone actually have a real question about wine? Because I have talked a lot about wine. Best wine stream ever? Now I can tell mom that I watch a VTubers learn. Exactly. What should we talk about next? I feel like I should make a presentation about other types of alcohol. Like, have we talked about beer? Honestly, I don't really like about... What's a usual price point for good wine? Vasha, nice question. Nice, good question. Honestly, for me, it's not really about the price, but about the flavor. The flavor notes of wine. I would say if your wine exceeds 1,000 pesos, which I don't know what that is in dollars, that should be pretty good wine. I have been to Australia. I have had Australian wine that is 700 pesos. That's actually not that bad. Honestly. But a lot of people think that the more expensive the wine is, the better it is, which I think is totally false. For me, it's not about the price, but it's about the flavor notes. What is the type of wine you like? What do you like? Do you like fruity wine? Do you like spicy wine? Do you like floral wine? Do you like earthy wine? The important part is to know. This is why I said grape varieties matter. It's because the grape varieties will tell you the flavor notes of the wine. For example, Shiraz wine tends to be on the spicy side. If you say Merlot is a bit on the sweeter side. So it really depends on the blend. But yeah, oh no, I'm back to Google. What happened? Oh no, Google. Why am I back to Google? Earthy wine, lasang lupa. Exactly, earthy wine is like great. It's like I don't know how to say, but kind of like there's so many things about wine that honestly I don't know too much about, but it's because I'm not a sommelier. Like literally, sommeliers study wine for so long, and they take a test, and I don't know what the sommelier exam looks like, but I heard that you're supposed to taste wine and like write down write down flavor notes and stuff. I like grape juice. Does it count? Honestly, if it's it has to be fermented grape juice. Wine is fermented grape juice, and that's why it counts. Wait, let me search about. Oh, chat, this is where I did most of my research. It's called winepair.com. This is where I put most of my research. How to taste wine, how to look at wine, how to swirl wine. If you're really interested about really learning about wine, as you can see here, they have so many things about different types of wine, about different grape varieties. I personally don't really care about grape varieties, but for me, it's all about how to taste wine. All about how wine is. But yeah, that's where I did most of my research. But also, I'm a drunkard, so I do like to research about alcohol. You do participate in wine tasting events. I do! I have been in the wine tasting event, but I got drunk and then I vomited after. Is that bad? I have been to a wine tasting dinner, and the reason why I vomited was because I drank too much wine, plus I ate too much food. And that's why I vomited my 1984 wine. But I have been to wine tasting, so a lot of you guys might not know this about me, but I did study a lot about alcohol. I know a lot of people are like, Nym is just an alcoholic. No, I am an alcoholic, and I really do study about alcohol. Like, I do study about alcohol, chat. That's true. You shouldn't drink too much on wine tasting. It's honestly just me. It's because I tend to feel bad about leaving wine out. Like, most people, when they do wine tasting, they just taste the wine, swirl it around their mouth, swallow it, or maybe spit it out. But like, for me, the reason why I vomited wine after my wine tasting was because I just felt bad to leave wine. Like, you know how wine is expensive, right? Usually. And when you go to wine tasting, it's usually pretty expensive. And that's why I feel like it just seems like a waste if you go to a wine tasting and you don't finish the glass that they give you. Most people, when they taste wine, they're really the normal way to go about wine tasting is to just taste the wine and move on. But for me, I drank the whole glass. Every glass they filled, I drank everything. And that's why I got drunk at a wine tasting. I have been to wine tasting once in my life. And honestly, do not do it, Chad. Do not drink all the wine. I just felt so bad to leave the wine not finish. I just feel like I'm wasting wine. Nym, take pride as knowledgeable alcoholic. That is me, knowledgeable alcoholic. Do rich people rinse their mouth with wine? I hope not. I feel like that would be very bad for the teeth. I feel like that would be bad. Right? That would be bad. Do not rinse your mouth with wine. Sensei, I sent the notes I took in class in Discord. Did someone actually take notes down? Did you not take small sips? I never take small sips, chat. You guys know this. I never take small sips. I can't believe some of you actually took down notes. You guys took down notes. Why, Walker Tag? You took down notes. You sound sleepy, Dev. You know why I sound sleepy? Wine makes me sleepy. Have I told you this? That different alcohol have different have different like effects on me. When it's tequila, tequila makes me hyper and happy. Rum makes me emotional and sad. Wine makes me sleepy. Have I told this to you guys? No, that's what I know so far. Tequila makes me very, very like, woo, party, party. That's what tequila makes me feel. Tequila just gives me a lot of like weird energy. That's like, just makes me weird. Rum makes me sad and emotional. And wine just makes me sleepy. I don't know why, what it is about wine, but it just makes me super sleepy. When I drink wine, I always feel like sleeping. I know some people ask when you're old enough to drink. Some of you are not old enough to drink. But when you're old enough to drink, some people ask, what type of drunk are you? And I always answer, it depends. What am I drinking? For me, I don't know. It differs for me. Some people, I guess, have their own type of, like, some people ask, what type of drunk are you? But for me, it really just depends on what I drink. If it's tequila, I'm just like, I have so much energy and I don't know what's happening. If it's rum, I'm soft Nym. You want soft Nym? Emotional Nym? Rum. You want sleepy Nym? Wine. And right now, I'm drinking wine. I'm drinking wine and wine is sleepy Nym. Wine is chill, sleepy Nym. Like, I'm literally so chill. I'm so chill. No, you want chaotic Nym. Especially for getting over it. No chaotic, no chaos. Right now, it's a wine Nym. And a wine Nym is sleepy Nym. Basically, really chill, kinda drunk. Well, no, I am drunk. Are you sleepy Nym? I am, because I'm drinking wine. I don't know why when I drink alcohol, I get like, can I blow my nose, chat? Will you let, okay, chat. Will you let me? I will blow my nose for a bit, okay? Because for some reason when I drink and I talk too much, I just get like a really runny nose. Runny nose. I'm gonna blow my nose. Let me mute. I will mute because I feel like I have to. No. What do you mean ASMR? No ASMR. I'm going to mute. Don't mute. Okay, this is for. Okay, you guys asked for this. Okay, don't be weird. You asked for this. If you asked for this. You asked for this. I told you my nose gets runny when I drink. You asked for it! I swear, I normally mute. I normally mute when I drink. No, see, Shin doesn't like it. What is wrong with you people? See, don't clip it. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you guys? It's honestly like the weird. Chad, did I tell you that I spilled wine on my mouse pad and now I feel like How do you take out wine stains? I think I stained my mouse pad with wine. By the way, we're done with the wine lecture. Wait, actually go to the chatting screen. I'm going to go to the chatting screen because we're done with the wine lecture. We did it! We finished the wine lecture. Wine lecture. Can I taste it? What do you mean? No, you cannot. Taste what? My snot? No. What's wrong with you, chat? Have you been evolved, everyone? Are you now fancy, schmancy wine connoisseurs? Do you now know about wine? I'm definitely getting drunk today. It's not even 10 a.m. Oh no, Teddy's drunk in the morning. That's not good. I'm drunk right now, guys. I'm kind of drunk. I drank right now. I finished a bottle of wine. That's not good. Chat down bad in a weird way. I can agree. How would you grade my notes? Your notes are pretty great. Honestly, like you even have the drawing. Amazing. Amazing. I like how you put the, you remember I talked about the Persian fable about the lady who fell out of favor from the king, and then she thought she would die from wine, but she got drunk instead. That's the best story. I like how you put it in. Look at this. Amazing, amazing. Am I the only sane person here despite being mentally deranged? No one is sane anymore, Shin. No one in my chat is sane. And I have to wash. Oh no, my. You know what? I'll give you guys a lot of like random sounds for my soundboard.
Ara ara mama.
Ara ara mama.
Nani?
Nutty. Rat. Wow. Wow. This is my Ara is my favorite.
Ara ara mama.
Ara ara mama. Ara ara. Wasn't it Kanai Kosho? Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what I put in my soundboard. Can you give us a yay? Yay! I don't know what the yay. How did I do the yay? Someone has to donate. I'm just kidding. Don't donate. when someone donates, it's a yay! Or maybe or yuck, or maybe you want a goofy. What am I saying? Gosh, it's me, Goofy. Or yuck. I honestly love doing the Goofy sound, even though it's just so weird. But I love doing Goofy. Konbanwa! Konbanwa, Yuki! Welcome! I'm sorry to say the wine lecture is over, and now everyone in chat has opened their eyes with wine education. Now everyone has the alcoholic education. Here's the sad part. I have no idea what I'm saying. I literally don't know what I'm saying, but for some reason, I feel like chat still understood what I'm saying, even though I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Yay!
Chat. Yay! Oliver! Thank you for the super chat. Master Teddy's, it happened. Yay! Thank you, Oliver, for the super chat. We are free! Free from the alcohol lecture. Can you do Donald Duck? Donald Duck. Wait, how do you do Donald Duck? How do you do Donald Duck? I don't know how to do Donald Duck. I can't do Donald Duck. It's just I can only do that. What do? I can do animal sounds though. I can do animal sounds. That's all I can do. You know how cats fight on your rooftop at night? That's how cats sound at night. They don't say nya. Yeah. Ooh, I'm really good at howling like a wolf or a dog. I'm really good at howling. I practice a lot with my dog because my dog is like a wolf, or my dog is a dog, but he likes to howl. And I'm really good at howling. Hear this, chat. I told you, I'm so good at howling. Ooh, you know I'm so good at like chihuahuas. I don't know why, but I don't have a chihuahua. But I can do chihuahua dog sound. I'm sorry, I'm drunk. I'm sorry. Oh, Kami, the devil advocate chihuahua. Shut up, Pancho. Ooh, maybe I can do a gorilla. That's a gorilla, right? Gorilla. Wait. What does a koala sound like? Koala tends to sound like a demon. Oh, it's not a koala. That's not what a koala sounds like. What does a koala sound like? That just sounds nearby, does it? Can you do gremlin? What does it sound? Gremlin. Ah! Wait, how do we do a gremlin? How do you do gremlin? I'm too drunk. I'm too freaking drunk to do gremlin, chat. Wait. Ah! Ah! Isn't that gremlin? Nym moan. No moaning. Oh my god. I should stop. Kinda like Gollum. I like Gollum. I love Gollum. My precious. Yes. My precious. I love doing like the Gollum split personality thing where I'm like, yes. But no. That's like the best thing. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What am I doing? I'm going to regret this. Nym sober is going to regret this the next day. I still have a why do I still have a glass of wine? I still have a glass of wine. I'm still holding a glass of wine. Why am I holding a glass of wine? Why do you do this? Go to sleep, Nym. I will drink my glass of wine first before I sleep. Are you ready? Chug. Type it in chat. Chug. I'm gonna chug first before I sleep. Let's go! Okay. So I finished almost 3-4, like, I literally finished a bottle of wine. I just realized. Oh no! I told my mom that I'm only gonna drink a glass or two of wine, but I ended up finishing a bottle of wine. How do I explain this tomorrow? What do I say? What do I tell my mom tomorrow? I told her I said, Mom, I'm only drinking a glass of wine. But I finished a bottle of wine. And how do I explain? Tell her the dog drank it. I don't know if she'll believe that, chat. But you said you lied. I said I lied in chat. But if my mom asks tomorrow that why is the wine what happened to the wine bottle? And if I have to explain to my mom that I freaking finished the wine bottle, what am I gonna say? Tell her it was Drunk Nim's fault. Yeah, it's Drunk Nim's fault. Not my fault. Drunk Nim. She was drunk. But I did something good, right? I spread the knowledge about wine. I talked about wine and I spread the knowledge about wine to everyone. Right? Right? That's a good thing. Literally, I thought wait a minute. I taught a bunch of like underage people about wine. That's not good. I just realized I feel like half of my chat can't even drink alcohol, and I just talked about alcohol the whole time. Am I a bad influence? I'm a bad influence. Why am I influence my chat like this? Most of you are probably underage. I came here to drink, not to learn. Yeah, let's go tennis! Man, I feel like I'm a bad influence to my chat. Why do I do this? I like, you know what, Walker Tag, you have notes, and that's great. At least Walker Tag has notes. I can, but I choose not to for really dumb childish reasons. No, that's a do not drink. Don't drink. It's honestly not that great, guys. Don't be like me. But anyway, it's time. I guess I should end stream now because I finished all my slides and we finished everything. And now I should sleep before I talk about anything weird because you know I'm pretty drunk. And no, what do you mean no, Nicodem? Now that I'm drunk, Nim's looking really fine. Dennis! Why are you drunk? It's literally, what time is it for you? It's in the morning. Don't be drunk at this hour. It's 1 a.m. for me, so it's fine. I shouldn't be. No. I feel bad because I spilled wine in my mouse pad. And I don't know how to clean it, but I have to clean it. But I'm too lazy to clean it. I'm so lazy. 8:44 a.m. and you're drunk? You told him to drink them. No, it's not my fault. Drunk people often give the best stories. I don't have a lot of stories to give. Let me think about See, I don't have a lot of stories about when I'm drunk.
Yay!
Hollow Net, thank you for subscribing. I feel really bad for the people who subscribe when I'm drunk. You know what I realized? That most of you guys subscribe when I get drunk. Don't do that, guys. That kinda encourages me to get even more drunk. No, you're supposed to help me. I'm literally in my medical records. It says I'm an occasional alcoholic. We're supposed to not be alcoholic. I'm just sad when I'm drunk. Sometimes I'm sad when I'm drunk, but that's only when I drink rum. No drunk. Do not, guys. Alcohol is not the reason. It's not the answer for everything. I subbed when you were sober. Pretty sure you ignored the alert. Did you, Teddies? I don't remember. By the way, right now I am using Streamlabs OBS. But after this, I plan to move to OBS. I'm just trying to figure out how to because I'm pretty boomer. And you know, I have to try to set up OBS and all that. But yes, I will move from Streamlabs to OBS because of the recent events on Walker Tag. I am not ignoring your messages. Nym really ignoring my messages today. No, I am not ignoring your messages, Walker Tag. I've been reading it. I know you sent your notes twice. I'm just too drunk to really go over it. But it's okay. It's okay. Your notes are great. It's amazing. Thank you for the notes. Thank you. Thank you for the notes, Walker Tag. At least it's good to know that at least someone is paying attention, right? Someone is paying attention. Recent events? Basically Streamlabs is being accused for a lot of, reasons, and I don't feel like I wanna support Streamlabs, but I don't wanna support Streamlabs, so I'm switching from Streamlabs OBS to just OBS. I used to think OBS and Streamlabs OBS was sort of connected for some reason, but it's not. It's not. So yeah, I'll be making a switch soon. I'm just trying to work it out. Yeah, it's gonna take a while because of how boomer I am and how difficult it is for me to figure everything out. But anyway, chat, we should end stream now. I think I'm too sleepy. I'm pretty sleepy. The wine is hitting and I'm getting sleepy, and I'm going to end stream now. Thank you so much for joining. I'm sorry I wasn't able to reply and read everything in chat, but I did try my best to teach everyone all about wine. And I hope everyone got to sort of at least understand or got a little bit of a appreciation on wine. But yeah, there we go. There you go. Now you all know that I'm actually a legitimate alcoholic. I know my alcohol, chat. I feel like a lot of you thought this would be a joke stream, but no, it's literally, I really am teaching you all about wine. Thanks for the lecture, Nym. Thank you for listening, everyone. I know not all of you are really interested about wine, but it was fun. It was fun talking about it. Good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all for Crab Game on Saturday. I'll see you on Crab Game. Thank you. I have never played Crab Game before, so I hope to play Crab Game with you guys, and I hope you guys don't kill me. Canis, thank you for joining, Canis. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night. I'm sorry for talking endlessly about wine. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you. Oyasunim, Otsunim, thank you for joining me. I hope you learned a lot about wine, and I'll see you in Crab Game. Good night. Thank you. Bye-bye. And thank you for all who donated. Oliver and Nym, thank you so much for the super chats and the donations. Bye-bye. Good night. Don't be too drunk like me. Don't get drunk on a weekday. Good night.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。